How's it going, guys? We're here to walk you through Flow Weaver. Now, keep in mind that this guide will spoil the game for you, so proceed with caution. We've split up the walkthrough in 4 parts, so give each video description a read to see which parts you need specific help on if you don't want the whole game spoiled for you. Anyways, let's get into it.
Pick a destination, grab the thread of reality, and
So right at the beginning here, the Flow Weaver is talking a bit about their backstory and the magical dimension hopping exam they have to take. We're gonna rip open the threads here and hop into a new world. All right, now we find ourselves trapped in a room held by a circle of binding.
Hello? Is anyone there? Help! Please, I shouldn't be here.
Well, our situation seems pretty dire, and yeah, let's start our escape.
It's empty. Whatever this place is, I've been completely cut off from most of the dimensions I know, from the magic I've mastered. At least I'm still connected to my own dreamscape.
This is the dreamscape area where we have our dream thoughts. Make sure you do listen to each one as they provide valuable information on the backstory, as well as some hints on how to think about your escape. So it's definitely worthwhile to check back to see if there is a new little dream bubble there for you to check out. Just grab it and pull it over top of your head to listen.
I still know how to move between dimensions. If I can find portal keys, if I can learn more about the dimensions that surround this world, access them, go back to first principles and figure out how to harness their magic. Then maybe escape this cell. Not that it's much of a cell. It looks more like a storage room. Well, at least the dreamscape remains a fixed point in my planar compass. That proves at least some of the magics here function as expected. The dreamscape is a borderlands between mortal thought and immortal magic. A dimension of cognition. Every sapient mind touches a piece of it. Thanks, Professor Mylan. I guess your stuffy old lectures did come in handy after all. Recent, topical, and unprotected thoughts will gather above the dreamscape in my compass as I puzzle my way through this predicament. But I dare not physically travel to the dreamscape itself, and I'd best not let too much rise to the surface either. Deeper thoughts, subconscious, private, and secret, live within. And you never know who is watching or listening, young one.
All right, so press down B or Y to meditate. And this shows you all the spots that have some sort of interactivity in the room.
And I sense a couple things that
Using meditation throughout the game will definitely give you some pointers on what to look at, on what to try to interact with, and can really help you progress in the game. So make sure you meditate often if you're stumped.
Clearly, I'm not the only person who's been brought here. Hopefully, I can fare better than you.
All right, let's start with our first puzzle. As you look around to see what you can interact with, we're going to open up the chest to our left, and let's return that skull back to its owner.
Did this to me.
Come, find me in the Shadow Realm.
Thank you, friend. The Shadow Realm sounds distinctly like the name of another dimension. Perhaps a place of secrets, or this world's land of the dead? If so, I can use this finger bone as a portal key. I just need to merge it into my planar compass.
So here we have a finger bone. Let's grab that and use it as a portal key. Portal keys open up paths to new dimensions. And in this case, we're headed off to the Shadow Realm.
I should be able to take objects from here with me back to the material world if I need to.
Another Flow Weaver.
Here we meet the spirit. who is the same guy from our cell, just in phantom form.
Flow Weaver? Necromancer? What are you talking about?
This distant world has a unique relationship with the dimensions of magic. They call them flows here, for the way they move like the tides through their worlds. The magical tapestry is not stable. Those of us who travel between the dimensions with ease, we are heir to them, special. They name us Flow Weavers.
So the spirit explains a bit about the world as well as the designation for people who can travel between time. They are called flow weavers here.
Shadow I saw before I came here.
I do not know her purpose. I'm sorry to say that I learned little more before I died here. This dimension is dangerous. A dragon of bone and shadow haunts these plains. You must not linger long, lest it kill you as it did me. Even the flow itself can wrest your soul from you. I can help you further, but please, I am bound to this place.
Taking a look around, make sure you observe your surroundings.
In the cell, a gift from my
Kind of make note of stuff that you can possibly interact with or kind of click around at
I
a
saw
later
that,
time.
but it's out of reach.
There's still time.
Gee, I wonder what this torch here is for.
Magic of this flow.
And you will have noticed that we did grab the femur bone from the top of that chest earlier.
First, you must
That will come in handy soon.
the crate beside you.
How can I release it?
Open the crate. The flows of this world are uniquely connected, layered over the material world. Do something there, and it will change things here.
Fascinating.
Okay, so we have to open up the metal crate in the Shadow Realm. And the most obvious way to do that would be to take the femur bone,
Thanks once again.
bring it back to the material world, and use that in the chest in the material world.
Not that it's much of a sell. The spirit said the flows of this world.
You may have picked up that the layout of the worlds are all actually a little similar in terms of what can be interacted with, like the box in the Shadow Realm and the chest in the material world are nearly in the exact same position. And that actually will give you a useful hint in future flows on what to look for and which areas to pay attention
Maybe I can
to.
get that chest propped open somehow.
And there we go.
Good. This darkness is part of the curse binding me. The necromancers attempt to wrest information from me, even in death. But you can learn from it as I have. Now, pull the threads of magic into yourself. Harness the power of the shadow. Bend it to your will.
Okay, now we've got the shadow hand. Let's pull that into our body to equip it. We could start playing around with some of the stuff here, throw it around. This is your long distance grab ability. And if you look closely, there will be a little glowing stone inside the iron crate. So let's grab that for now. We might as well.
Maybe I can use it to break.
And let's put that into our rune of binding. And congratulations! We've collected the very first stone already.
I can already feel the spell of binding weaken a little. If I can find more of the rune stones that were used in the ritual. Wait, what's that?
So each time we input a rune stone, we will be privy to some of the necromancer's private thoughts. These necromancer thoughts reveal more about her motivations and sort of the backstory that's going on here with our captivity.
Flow weavers from those worlds who learn to travel between flows, between worlds with ease. Such are the connections between most places in the cosmos. To do so would require an understanding of the magic of all the flows, to master so many types of magic. I'll believe it when I see it.
Believe it. So, that was the necromancer. The same shadow I saw when I was first captured. It seems that by starting to disrupt her spell, I inadvertently accessed a part of her mind, drew a memory from her own dreamscape. Perhaps the more runestones I find, the more I disrupt her spell, the more I can learn from the recesses of her own mind. The way that binding spell was cast, I'm guessing there should be one runestone in each dimension of this world.
Just to reiterate what the Flowweaver just said, there are runestones located in every single world, and at this point we need to collect 4 more. We will show you guys how to locate each and every one of them in future videos, so keep watching if you need help with that.
The way that spell was cast, it likely flung the runestones into different dimensions, like a net or anchor, one to each. If I can find more of them, reinsert them into the circle of binding, I should be able to break the spell, or at least weaken it enough to escape this place.
Alright, let's return the amulet back to the spirit. We're gonna free him from this world. And as you'll notice, right when we came in here, we did quickly grab that dead branch from the archway.
Wait, please!
And as we're messing around, there is the acorn kind of buried in underneath the tiles there. Some of you probably noticed that earlier. Now, we're just going to leave that there for now because we don't really need it immediately. But if you want to preemptively take it with you to the material world, feel free.
What offering?
Devised in the dark of the cell, fond of drink.
And he has turned into goo. And fun fact, if you don't know what that goo is called, it is ectoplasm. So let's take this dead tree branch back to the material world. We're actually going to light it on fire, use it to light these candles, and light the cobwebs there to reveal the rat. And we're going to grab this bottle of wine for our next segment. Up in the rafters, there is the butterfly. That is a portal key to enter the Feylands, and we're going to cover that in our next video.